Stop settling for crumbs. Stop playing small while the world's biggest opportunities pass you by. Millions aren't made by thinking like everyone else. They're made by thinking big, acting massive, and refusing to quit. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 steps to becoming a millionaire. But this isn't theory. It's raw, relentless, no excuses action. If you're ready to crush limits, dominate your life, and build the fortune you deserve, then buckle up. Because what I'm about to show you will change everything. Stop thinking small. Millions require massive targets. Listen to me and listen tight. You will never touch $1 million with a $1,000 mindset. Small thinking is the single biggest killer of dreams, income, and potential on this planet. People aren't broke because they lack talent. They're broke because they keep setting goals that match their fear, not their future. And if you're operating like that, you're already playing a losing game. You want millions? Then start thinking at a scale that demands millions. The average person sets goals that a lazy version of them can achieve. I want a little more income. I want a better job. I want to be comfortable. Comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you slow. Comfort keeps you average. And average has never produced a millionaire in the history of the world. Millionaires aren't normal because they don't think in normal numbers. They think in massive targets, ridiculous expectations, and impossible deadlines. That's why they hit levels 99% of people only dream about. You've got to understand this. Your target determines your energy dot. Small target equal to small effort. Small effort equal to small money. It's that simple. When you go after something huge, something that scares you, something that forces you to stretch, you change the way you move. Massive goals create massive action. And massive action creates massive results. That's the formula. That's the game. Let me give you a real world example. You say you want to make $10,000 a month. Fine. But watch what happens when you raise the target to $100,000 a month. Suddenly your brain rejects cheap strategies. Suddenly you stop wasting time. Suddenly you start thinking in systems, scale, teams, offers, visibility, impact, because that target forces you to. Big targets don't just change your income. They change your identity dot. People who think small ask, how can I save more? People who think big ask, how can I earn 10 times more? And guess which one becomes a millionaire? You can't shrink your way to success. You can't budget your way to wealth. You can't penny pinch your way into the top 1%. You dominate your way there. You scale your way there. You outwork, outsell, outthink your competition until you're untouchable. This is why I say, thinking small is your enemy. Your family might think you're crazy. Your friends might think you're unrealistic. But guess what? The same people calling you unrealistic are the ones who quit before they even try. Don't take advice from people who are scared of goals you could destroy with focus and discipline. You must become someone who sets goals so big that your daily life has no option but to level up. You wake up earlier. You learn faster. You make bolder moves. You push past fear because your target is bigger than your excuses. And here's the wildest part. Even if you miss a massive target, you still land in a place your small thinking version could never even imagine. That's why aiming low is the deadliest mistake. When you aim small, even success leaves you broke, tired, and frustrated. But when you aim massive, even failure pushes you forward. You want to be a millionaire? Then stop acting like a 100,000-aire. Stop moving like a part-timer. Stop dreaming like a hobbyist. Raise your targets until they force you to evolve or get out of the way. You were not built for average. You were not built for small. You were built to scale, to dominate, to operate at a level that makes people say, who the hell is this? So from this moment on, set massive targets. Commit like a maniac. Go all in. Think big. Act bigger. And attack the world with the force of someone who refuses to live a small life. Because the truth is simple. Millionaires aren't made by talent. They're made by targets. Decide to become a machine. Not a maybe let's get one thing straight. Wealth does not come to people who try. It comes to people who decide with absolute ironclad certainty that they're going to win, no matter how long it takes or how hard it gets. Most people walk around like half-charged batteries, a little motivation today, drained tomorrow, full of excuses by the weekend. And then they wonder why their life looks the same every year. You want to become a millionaire? Then you need to stop operating like a maybe and start operating like a machine. A machine doesn't negotiate. A machine doesn't hesitate. A machine doesn't ask for permission. A machine does exactly what it's built to do every day, every hour, without drama, without distraction. That's the level of discipline required to build real wealth. Millionaires aren't some rare breed of superhumans. They're individuals who made one brutal decision. I'm done being normal. Then they flipped a switch and became execution machines. Look around at the winners you admire. None of them became great by seeing how it goes. They went all in. They committed to their craft, their vision, their purpose, with a level of obsession that would terrify the average person. They built routines so tight, habits so strong, and standards so high that excuses simply couldn't survive around them. Listen carefully. Your results will always match the intensity of your commitment. If you commit like a maybe person, you get maybe results. If you commit like a machine, you get machine level output. Consistent, repeatable, unstoppable. Too many people are waiting for motivation, waiting for inspiration, waiting for the right moment. There is no right moment. There is only now. And whether you're ready to switch to beast mode or stay stuck in excuse mode, when you truly decide, everything changes. Your environment changes, your energy changes, your choices change. You start saying no to the things that drain you and hell yes to the things that build you. You stop entertaining lazy habits. You stop letting fear vote on your future. You stop letting your emotions control your output. Machines don't get emotional. Machines complete the mission. And that's exactly how you must operate if you want to hit millionaire status. You need systems, you need consistency, you need daily non-negotiables that keep you locked in even on the days you feel tired, bored, or overwhelmed. Because trust me, your feelings don't care about your future. And your future doesn't care about your feelings. Let me break it down with the real world reality check. The person who works when they feel like it will always lose to the person who works whether they feel like it or not. Every single time. Becoming a machine means you remove the option to quit. You remove the option to slack. You remove the option to negotiate with your own weakness. You program your mind to show up, execute, and dominate, regardless of circumstances. It's the highest level of freedom. Discipline becomes your power. Consistency becomes your advantage. Obsession becomes your identity. People will say you're doing too much. Good. That's how you know you're on the right path. Machines don't fit into average schedules. Machines outperform, outwork, and outlast every excuse-filled human around them. So here's the mandate. Flip the switch. Become unshakable. Become non-negotiable. Become the kind of person who executes even when the world is asleep and the odds are against you. Because once you decide to become a machine, there's only one possible outcome. Theft, domination. Turn obsession into your superpower. Let's cut straight through the noise. Nothing legendary has ever been built by someone who was interested. Interest is weak. Interest is casual. Interest is what people feel right before they quit. If you want to create wealth, domination, and generational impact, you need something way more powerful than interest. You need obsession. Obsession is the fuel that separates millionaires from daydreamers. It's the difference between those who wish and those who produce. And until your mission becomes an obsession, you're going to keep moving like a tourist instead of a conqueror. Here's the truth that most people are too scared to say. The world belongs to the obsessed. Every breakthrough, every empire, every massive success comes from someone who couldn't think about anything else. They woke up obsessed. They went to sleep obsessed. Obsession wasn't an option. It was their identity. People fear obsession because it exposes their laziness. But you, if you're serious about stepping into millionaire status, you've got to embrace obsession like your life depends on it. Because guess what? In terms of your future, it does. You can't build a 10 times life with 1 times commitment. You can't create massive wealth with half-hearted effort. You can't outperform the competition when they're obsessed and you're kind of trying. Obsession is the cheat code. Obsession is the multiplier. Obsession is the reason some people break through and others stay stuck for decades. Think about the greats in sports, business, entertainment, whatever. They weren't balanced. They weren't taking it slow. They didn't care what people thought. They were dialed in, locked in, consumed by their mission. And that's exactly why they're remembered. Balanced people live average lives. Obsessed people build dynasties. Let's get personal. When you become obsessed with your goals, distraction dies instantly. The Netflix binge? Gone. The Pointless scrolling, dead. The people wasting your time, delete it. Obsession doesn't leave space for excuses or empty conversations. It pushes everything else out of your life except the mission. That's when momentum hits. That's when opportunities show up. That's when you finally feel the power of someone who knows exactly what they want and isn't scared to sprint toward it. But here's the part nobody tells you. People will judge you for being obsessed because your intensity exposes their mediocrity. They'll say you're crazy. They'll say you're doing too much. They'll say you need to calm down. Ignore every one of them. No millionaire was ever made by playing it cool or staying comfortable. Obsession is uncomfortable. But that discomfort is exactly what forces you to grow into the person who deserves massive success. You're not aiming for normal. You're aiming for domination. So start acting like it. Let me tell you how powerful obsession really is. When you get obsessed enough, you don't need motivation. You don't need reminders. You don't need someone to push you. You wake up already in attack mode. Your brain is wired to hunt, execute, produce, scale. Obsession makes consistency automatic. Obsession makes discipline effortless. Obsession turns hard work into your natural state. People talk about finding their passion. Forget passion. Find your obsession. Passion is emotional. Obsession is operational. Passion fades. Obsession scales. Passion excites. Obsession pays. Flip that switch. Decide that your goals aren't hobbies, they're your mission. Treat every day like you've got something to prove. Become the person who goes so all in, so relentlessly, that success has no choice but to surrender to you. Because when you turn obsession into your superpower, your future becomes unstoppable, and so do you. Sell like your future is on fire. Let's get one thing out of the way. You can't sell, you can't scale. And if you can't scale, you will never hit millionaire status, period, full stop. No apologies, no sugarcoating. Every millionaire, every single one, is a killer salesperson. Whether they're selling a product, a service, a vision, or themselves, they understand one truth. Money follows attention, and attention follows sales. If you're not selling, you're invisible. And invisible people don't get rich. People hate the word sales because they think of pressure, scams, or manipulation. But that's loser thinking. Sales is the most powerful, ethical, life-changing skill on the planet. Sales is conviction. Sales is communication. Sales is leadership. Sales is the engine that turns ideas into income. You want to build wealth? Then you need to get loud. You need to get visible. You need to get in front of people and make them feel why your solution is the best thing they'll ever get. Millionaires don't sit quietly hoping someone magically discovers them. They get out there and dominate attention. They market aggressively. They pitch without fear. They close with confidence. They follow up like maniacs because they know their future depends on their ability to sell. Let me give it to you straight. The difference between a broke expert and a wealthy beginner is sales. You can be talented, educated, skilled, but if you can't sell, you're stuck. Meanwhile, someone with half your talent but 10 times your confidence will pass you, outshine you, and outsell you until they own the game. That's the world. That's the formula. And if you want in, you'd better get serious about learning how to sell. You need to sell your vision so clearly that people feel stupid saying no. You need to sell your value so powerfully that opportunities chase you. You need to sell your brand so persistently that the market remembers you even when you're not speaking. Millionaires understand this. Sales isn't about closing people, it's about opening the future. Every pitch creates a possibility. Every rejection teaches a strategy. Every success builds momentum. Sales is the only skill where your effort turns directly into results immediately. You want to light your future on fire. Start selling like your life depends on it. Learn how to communicate with confidence. Learn how to position yourself as the only solution. Learn how to talk to clients, negotiate deals, build irresistible offers. Learn how to follow up until the no becomes a yes. Let's do IT. And for the love of everything you want in life, stop being scared of rejection. The people who fear rejection stay broke. The people who chase it become unstoppable. Rejection isn't failure. Rejection is feedback. Rejection is proof you're in the arena. Rejection is the gateway to closing bigger, faster, stronger. But here's the real kicker. If you want to earn like a millionaire, you need to sell like one, with volume, with fire, with certainty daily, relentlessly, without hesitation. You need to be the first name people think of when they need what you offer. You need to be the most confident voice in the room. You need to claim attention, own space, and turn conversations into conversions. Write this in your mind like a tattoo. Money moves toward the person who speaks the loudest, the clearest, and with the most conviction. So from this moment on, sell like you're burning. Sell like your goals depend on it, because they do. Sell like the future is already yours, and you just have to collect it. Invest heavy in skills, networks, and speed. Listen up. This one separates millionaires from the masses in the fastest way possible. Millionaires don't wait. Millionaires don't hoard. Millionaires don't play safe. They invest aggressively, unapologetically, and with razor-sharp precision. Broke people cling to money. Rich people multiply it. And the weapon they use? Skills, networks, speed. Most people move like they're trying to protect the little they have. Millionaires move like they're building something too big to lose. Let's break this down, because if you don't get this part right, you're a whole millionaire. Plan collapses your bank account as a reflection of your skill set. That's it. You earn based on what you know and what you can do. Most people learn one skill and stop. Millionaires stack skills like ammo. Sales, marketing, communication, leadership, money management, content creation, negotiation. Every new skill you acquire adds another income engine to your life. Think about it. You can lose money, lose a job, lose a business, but you cannot lose a skill. Skills stay. Skills pay. Skills scale. And if you're not investing in new skills every month, you're not building wealth. You're building excuses. Networks. Your net worth. IS, literally who you know, let me give it to you raw. You can grind alone, but you scale with people. Your network determines your opportunities, your exposure, your access, your speed of growth. If everyone around you is comfortable, broke, or passive, congratulations, you've built yourself a cage. Millionaires invest heavily in rooms where they're the smallest player. They buy mentorship. They pay for access. They upgrade their environment until it matches their goals. Why? Because one conversation can replace 5 years of struggle. One connection can flip your entire financial reality. One high-level relationship can launch you from trying to dominate it. So stop hanging around people who have zero ambition. Stop wasting time with people who drain instead of elevate. Your network should make you uncomfortable in the best way. Speed, the ultimate currency, this one right here. This is where everyone loses. They move slow. They overthink. They wait for the right moment. They want perfect conditions. They want guarantees. Millionaires don't wait for perfect. They attack now. Speed is their superpower. You see an opportunity? Move. You get an idea? Execute. You meet someone valuable? Follow up today. If you're not moving fast, you're already getting left behind. Slow decisions cost you money. Slow action kills momentum. Slow learning multiplies your competition. Speed is the multiplier of every other investment you make. Your skills